How's it going? Welcome to today's guitar video. So we're going to do a song that may or may not be popular with people. It's a song that's popular at a lot of, when you have a lot of people in one room and you're kind of playing along with a guitar, or just the song comes on. It's kind of like an anthem to a lot of people. However, there are some um, there's a stigma attached to it, in that if you play guitar, you know how to play this song. And I don't want anybody to not know how to play this song, because it's a good song. But just be aware that there are people at parties who don't like to hear this at the party. But if you want to play it, you play it. But just be aware that there is this thing out there regarding it. But it's a really good song. It's well known. So anybody who you know, if you ask them, do they know this song? It's called Wonderwall by Oasis. They'll probably know it. And if you Google it, or you stop this video right now and you go on YouTube it, you'll probably know it as well. So we're going to get into it. So for this song, there's a lot of chords that we already know. So if you haven't already, you have a capo or capo, depending on how you say it, on the second fret. You can play with it on open guitar as well. It just sounds a little bit lower, that's all. But it's the same principle. So if you don't have a capo or a capo, like I always say, you can play it on open guitar, and as soon as you put the capo on, it makes things easier because it's further up the neck of the guitar. Okay, so don't be afraid to just continue on with this lesson anyway. So for the whole of this song, our ring finger and our pinky finger are going to do the same thing, which is the pinky's going to stay on the E string of the third fret, and our ring finger is going to be on the B string of the third fret as well. Okay, so it's kind of like a G shape. So in fact, if you get into the G shape, you will have kind of this shape down. Okay, and G is in this song. So they're always going to stay there. At the start, very first time doing this, it's going to kill your fingers. And they're probably going to, so if you see my fingers, they're kind of like cut a little bit. So your fingers are going to probably do that in a while, but they'll get hard. It's very minor again. So you're going to do this, okay? And then the first chord we're going to start off with is going to be the E minor shape. So we'll go on rhythm a little bit later in the video, but I'm just going to show you the chords. So for the verse, we have an E minor, okay? So our middle finger is on the D string second fret, and our index finger is on the A string second fret, okay? And you're strumming from the top E string all the way down, okay? The next chord then is a G chord, and you're just going to take your middle finger from the D string and move it up to the E string on the third fret. So we have E minor, G, and the next chord that we're going to go to then is called a D sus4. So we have our fingers still on the same two strings, but we're going to place our middle finger on the G string of the second fret there. Okay, so that's, now you can place your index finger as well, but I recommend putting the middle finger on, because I'll show you why in a minute. So you have our middle finger, and you're trying to not hit this slow E string. So if your fingers are long enough like mine are, you just loop your thumb around and just mute it. Okay, and then we're going to move our middle finger up from the G to the D string on the second fret, and we're going to play an A7 sus4. That's what this chord is called, okay? And again, mute this E string as well if you can. Okay, and then we're back to the E minor, which is why I'm suggesting using your middle finger, because then all you have to do is just add your index finger then, okay? So just to go over them again, we have E minor, G, D7 sus, D sus 7, and A7 sus. Back to E minor. And that is the verse. So then the way the song's broken up, it has a kind of a verse, a pre-chorus, a chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and then it just goes back into the verse. Or it plays out on the chorus. Okay, so for the pre-chorus, then we're gonna go into like it's kind of like a C chord. Okay, so if you think of a C, you have your two fingers, one on the A string of the third fret and one on the D string of the second fret. Okay, so you're gonna get the same two fingers on the same two strings. Okay, and instead of doing a G, you're just gonna move these down. So your index finger is now coming onto the D of the second fret, and your middle finger is coming onto the A string of the third fret. Okay, and we have our C. Following the C chord, then we're gonna go into our D sus again. Okay, so we're going from the G or the C to D sus 7, D sus 4, sorry, and then we're going into our A minor. C, D sus 4, E minor. Okay, then to go into kind of the chorus, we have this kind of the ending of the pre-chorus. Okay, so after we do this 3 times, so we have on the third time we have C, D sus 4, and then we have so you can go to a G, and then it's kind of like a step similar to what we did last week. In the song that we did last week, we have a step, so we have a G, and that's kind of like an F sharp note. So your index finger drops from the A to the E on the second fret, and then into an E minor, and then back to that D sus 4. Okay, so just to play the last kind of bar of that, so we have and then we're into the chorus. So it's a G, drop your index finger to the second fret of the E, and then E minor. Okay, and then into that D sus 4. And you have your pre-chorus. So the chorus is probably the simplest part of the song because we know all the chords now, and it's just a case of throwing 3 chords that we already know together. So you're going to put your 2 fingers back in that same spot, so they stay there for the whole song. We're going to start in that C chord again. Okay, so just to go over it again, we have our middle finger on the A string 3rd fret, and our index finger on the D string of the 2nd fret. Okay, so we go from the C to E minor, to G, to E minor again, back to C, E minor, G, E minor, and that's the chorus. So just then to go over kind of a rhythm, so there are loads of variations of the rhythm. To say that I'm doing the right one would be ignorant of me, so I'm not going to say that I'm doing the right one. I don't think there is a particularly right one. I don't think any of the band of Oasis have ever played the same strumming chord throughout any concert or any show that they've ever done. I don't think you'll find a guitar or 2 guitar teachers who will have a very similar or who have the same strumming pattern. So it all changes. But just to give you kind of a pointer, the way the song kind of goes, the rhythm of it. And if you listen to the song, you get the rhythm of it yourself. But the way it goes is it kind of goes down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, and it makes sense, when I play the chords with it. So we have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so if they put that into the chords, down, down, and then to a G, up, down, down, then to the D sus4, up, down, down, and into the A7 sus4, up, down, down, up, down, and then back into the E minor, down, 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 up, down, 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 down. So down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down. Okay, so just to show you full length, so you can see the chords changing as well. Down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, again, you can take that strumming pattern and make it whatever you want. If you listen to the song and you see, oh no, I think this fits better for me, that's fine. We might play at a different pace, we might play the song at a different pace. It's probably more efficient to listen to the song as well as strum it so that you can get kind of a more direct strumming pattern. But that will kind of give you a direction as to where it goes. It'll give you something to start on to get to hear kind of how the song is. You can kind of hear it come through there, and the strumming pattern more or less stays the same throughout the whole song. There are variations throughout the songs and throughout versions that you might hear. Pick whatever one suits you, and you're good to go. So just like I said last week, the aim over the next few weeks then is to make kind of the guitar classes mean something, so that you're actually learning a lot of songs that are kind of out now and are popular, so that you're learning them as opposed to kind of sticking to the theory. I think the theory can take the kind of, especially the beginners, a certain amount until you kind of start reaching points where you're like, I just want to know this song, I just want to know this song. So I think every Tuesday I'm going to dedicate to kind of playing songs based in and around what we've done, and try to kind of push us on just a small bit, but not kind of delve into too much without explaining kind of the background of it all. So we're going to stick to songs. If you have any recommendations or you have any requests, put them in the comments below. I'll read them and I will get around to then, I suppose, teaching that song. But interact with it. So write in the comments again if you have any recommendations for songs. And until then, I'll see you next week.